you don't have to believe anything that I say, right? Let's go see what the really smart people have to say. When we started Wide Whale, as I was saying, we wouldn't have done it in the days of ego-based reputation sales. Here we are, November 13th, 2017. Wide Whale has submitted its articles of incorporation, but is not actually an entity yet. But we knew that this was the direction that we wanted to go. So as a marketer, my gut instinct has always been, and everybody on this call probably had this gut instinct, even if it was 2012, 15, that reviews had something to do with SEO, but it wasn't like easy to prove that. There was no direct data, right? Search Engine Journal drops this article. Here's what I love most about this article. As you kind of get into it, there's this great chart down here from Local SEO Guide. And they said, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to break apart the different facets of the GMB, and we're going to rank them by impact on visibility. And as you read this, right, keyword, city is a keyword, got to get reviews, more stuff about keywords, got to respond, take care of your negatives. This is the intersection of SEO and reputation management right in front of us, right? And this was 2017. So what does Wide Whale do with that, by the way? This is where conversational SEO was born for us. This is when we made that decision to always use, product or geographical terms in our responses. Moving ahead from 2017, though, Moz in 2018 was like, wait a second, we've actually been tracking this longer than we let on. There's been a 43% increase in review signals as part of local SEO since 2015. Wow. At the expense, by the way, for my marketers, at the expense of citation signals. So the idea that your listings data has to be correct across 80 local business websites is not that it's not important. It's just not going to have the impact it would have in maybe 2012. So this was 18. Last year, for the first time in history, still my favorite piece of data, Google reviews outranked proximity of the searcher in local search.
Wow.
Yeah, so let's play that out. We go to a conference together. We're in Manhattan. It's lunchtime. Got to go to a deli. We're in New York, right? So we grab our phones. Give me the best deli near me, let's say. What we assumed that we're going to see in the past, or what we assumed, was that the closest deli would be number one in the map pack. Just not the case anymore. Like, think about Google's position here. They've got 90% search market share across desktop and mobile for everything in the world. Search fundamentally is the ATM that funds everything else that Google wants to do. So by maintaining or growing that search market share, they're securing their own financial future. How do they do that? How do they make sure people love to use Google? They try to ensure that if you ask for something near you, deli, dentist, restore, whatever, that when you go there, you have an exceptional customer experience. And they do that by taking a look at every business's volume, frequency, quality, and response strategy to determine whether past transactions have resulted in a great experience.
Then, you'll remember if Google sends you to a shitty deli. Right?
100%. Yeah. In fact, like one of the best ways to like see this stuff in action is to ask Google for the best of stuff. Let's take that best dentist search. Look, immediately Google eliminated any dentist that's below a 4.0.
Wow.
So yeah. That's a visual version of what we're seeing just in normal map pack rankings, that the number one business is not the closest, it's the closest with the best experience. And you should always like see what Google thinks. So if you want to improve your local ranking on Google, you should manage and respond to reviews. And to make sure your GMB is prominent in listings and rankings, your score and volume are going to factor into local search ranking.
So when Wide started in 2018, did this page look like this? Were these the recommendations they were giving?
The prominence section is definitely a little newer.
Yeah.
The thing that changed the most, I think, for us is here. So Google's been pretty forward about the fact that you should not discourage or prohibit negative reviews. And in 2018, a competitor of ours, let's say this, the customers of a competitor of ours lost a combined 20,000 reviews from their GMBs because this company was engaged in that practice of selectively soliciting positive reviews.
Goodbye.
Yeah, so Google's not messing around, right? They want to make sure that what they're putting out there is valuable, right? And the narrative is authentic and genuine.